Kathy Vick, deeply awake. Well, I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to talk about my kitty cats. And then I'm going to channel. And I'm going to have them talk about kitty cats, doggies, and pets. Ready? Well, there's been a bit of a black cloud over the Vick household this week. Let me explain. My cat Rosie, our cat Rosie, also known as Precious Princess. She got into the habit in, 2014 I think it was, of laying on my pillow like I was something that she just needed to wear all night long. She was my cat hat. And that was at first just a treat, and then it turned out to be something that was a necessary thing that she had to do. And this weekend was a weird one. Was it weird? Wow. Tough and weird and just slidey in every way. And I knew that something was off in the house, but I don't know, just let it play out because I didn't know exactly what it was. And then on, I think it was Monday, could have been Tuesday, but that morning there was no Rosie on my head. So I thought I better, and then I felt through and I felt it. But I figured I better go out with a flashlight, so I did. And I checked the grounds. There was no body. Then I went and poked around the little places where a cat would curl up and die, because she's been sick. I didn't tell Sam because I didn't want to burden him, but she hasn't been well for a couple months. And no cat. So I decided I better tell Sam. And of course he was PO'd first thing. This is on your head, because he would rather be in a hermetically sealed tomb than risk the cats going on the balcony, because Rosie she springboarded off a balcony 4 years ago. She encountered a neighbor's dog, freaked out, and leapt off a third-story balcony. She was witnessed hobbling away, and a month passed. We never found her. And then we decided it was one last push. Sam insisted, and I was tired. And I said, well, we'll do it one last time. And then we're going to have to write it off and go get another cat. That's what you do. So, went outside and hollered for her. And we saw movement under a truck. And that night we had 2 false black cat sightings. People saying, here's your cat. And it wasn't Rosie. And baby. And a third one that was Rosie. We got her back after a month. She was weak. She wasn't well, but she recovered. I have a picture of me and I took a picture of Rosie and Minky together when Rosie got home. Like they were in a yin-yang kind of thing. It's neat. Minky was a very good mummy to her. So, there's that too. There's like not just the supposition, there's the reality that after a month, this freaking cat rose from the dead and returned, okay? So, yeah, that morning, why'd you tell me this? And that evening, and then through the day, I'm really sorry that I told you distressing news. I understand it's distressing. And I will go home, double check. It'll figure itself out, I promise. And I'm real sorry. And then that night, picked him up. I'm beyond, it's on your head. All the way home. So we get home. And I'm thinking to myself the whole day, this is so freaking Rosie. Because, well, misunderstood this one. She's like a Zen master. She stares at walls. She stares at TV screens. She goes away. Sometimes she flops over and she leaves her body. You can holler at her, you can poke at her. She will not respond. She's out of her body. So she travels, but she stays put. Rosie, no. Rosie goes away. Many times I called for her. Yoo-hoo, Rosie. I couldn't feel her. She wouldn't respond. And then some time would pass. Rosie, she'd show up. So I just figured she was sort of a dimensional jumper. She really wasn't from around here. And she was a representation of an energy that I always have with me. So I'm very curious about this energy now that she's gone. So anyway, we get home. Sam's still pissed. And I would go to my room with my bags, and I put them down, and I'm said out loud, this is so Rosie. And I realized at that moment how unassuring that is, how freaking weird it would be to hear if you're not in that space, and how minimizing. I got it. So I got outside, in the living room, sat down on the couch, and Sam was banging around. And I said, well, I just think this is really just like Rosie. It just makes sense that she would do this. And he listened, finally. I said, well, I'm just puzzling it through. Because she would split. And then she'd show up again. And of course she's not asking us to take her to the vet and give her pills and, have her put down and go through all of that. Of course not. Of course not. Of course Rosie would make us wonder. Of course. That's just how she is. And he thought about that. And then he looked at me and said, the thing is, Mom, she's gone. And I asked him more about that. I asked him if that means that he can usually feel her. He said, yeah. And she's gone? Yeah, Mom, she's gone. And that's when I said, yeah, that's the thing. That's how I feel. She's not here anymore. Something happened. And I don't know what. But she's not here anymore. So he came over to the couch and we cuddled, and he asked, is it okay if I just say that she's gone? That she's dead? Yeah. But the first thing he said was, is it okay that I want a little kitten? Yes, dear. So, I want to tell you just what I know consciously, okay? Because it's kind of intense. I have not, this is all kind of retread in a way, but I want to say. So, for me, I just want to say for me, and then they'll say what they're going to say, whatever. I do know, I asked a long time ago about the animals around me. And I don't even know which reader it was, which teacher. Explained to me that I have, and I know the teachers what they told me, but that there's an animal around that always is around me. There's always a black cat around me. And there's always this energy that's my horse. It's my old horse. Complete and utter devotion. A devotion that's so pure and so strong. Because it's self-determined. It's not a continuation of the same pattern. It's a completely different pattern, and there's utter devotion and service. So, and Rosie was that. She was very horse-like. And I've always had, and usually they're black cats that are like this, but there's always a cat in my life that's like that. And I also understand, I mean, this is how I function. I mean, I know it's really, I've talked about it a little bit before, but this is about cats, not just pets. There was one day in 12, I decided I really wanted to know what it was like to be a cat, what that energy was like. I wanted to know what animal energy was like. So I asked Minky if she would let me feel. And she said yes. She was on the pillow. I was standing. And so I bent down and I started to pet her, and I melted. And I was part of this energy that I've never experienced before. It's so absolutely immediate. And it's so celebratory. It's just so exquisitely happy. It's just so immediate. That's the word. It's so immediate. And it's gold. It's tubes of gold. That's all I saw were fields and tubes of gold. And I understood in a flash, that's why cats don't hold a grudge. They can't. It's not that they don't remember. They remember. It's meaningless. It's data. It's meaningless. Cats are smart, so you kick a cat long enough and hard enough, they got no time for you. They're not like dogs. Dogs are here to teach us about unconditional love and serve as mirrors for how one stands within a field of unconditional love. Do you beat that unconditional love into your submission of will? Some dog owners do. Do you tie it up to make sure it doesn't escape? Some dog owners do. Do you recognize the unconditionality of the love that creature gives you daily? Cats, it's different. It's different. They're here to demonstrate a higher vibration, that of unconditional love and free will. So, I felt that. It was wonderful. And I thank her for that gift. Having had that experience, am I hooked into my cats? Well, duh. I mean, they're part of me. That's why I could feel Rosie and I could not feel her, and that's why Sammy can feel her and not feel her. So, that's sort of the background behind how I feel about my animals. And so now we only have 2. Rosie's not with us. I want to know what that means. I was given a glimmer. Yes. Because you would, you pay attention. You pay attention, dear one, to the glimmers. Because this is how your assistance comes to you. You understand this, yes? Do you get handed typewritten essays explaining the nature of reality? The longings and the realities and the beauty of your heart? The history and magnificence of your soul? Do these come on your news feed? No, dear ones, they are glimmers at first. They are glimmers. They are true reflections of light that is pure, beaming to you from the great central source, not sun, from source, always with you. You do understand, do you not? Each hold all of this and more. It is what you hold magnetically in your Akosh, due to agreements you made prior to birth, that you know what you know and deny what you deny. Each of you have full and utter functionality available to you, through you, as you. And you may sit there and say, well, who are you to tell me I am not functional? Can you affect physics with your thoughts, dear one? Can you make the impossible real and physical, dear one? Can you transform matter from one expression to another? If you can, we say bravo. If you cannot, but you understand you are capable of such things and more, bravo. And if you listen to these words and say, oh, such delusion, well, we say, bravo. A simple talk about animals. You understand Gaia being her own entity is but a manifestation of the idea of the all, as are you, as are you, as are you. Is it real? Well, we ask you. Move your feet. What are they touching? Would you consider what they're touching real? Do you consider your feet real? What is real and what is not real? Well, how about this instead? What can be observed and understood, appreciated and known with the physical senses? And that which can be understood, appreciated, known, inhabited by senses which one may be aware of without understanding the organ of reception, which is exactly what this is. We used a parable long, long ago, as did many. It was one of those things called a download, where everyone got it. Many have shared visuals, shared metaphoric understandings. They may not understand the origin of, but understand that it is part of their awareness and perspective. And some don't. This is the idea. With increased functionality, is there simply not increased perspective, increased information, increased complexity, and paradoxically, increased simplicity? We say yes on all counts, yes on all counts. Oh, how pretty, oh, how pretty. So, we have many things to do now, and you can tell, can you not, what kind of energy we are pouring out this fine day. We will be in high channel most of this day and night. We will be in high channel tomorrow through the morning while singing, and in the afternoon while sunning. It is good to be blended. It is lovely to experience this blend. More and more and more, regardless of the task at hand. No longer needing to go to church, to be in church. You know what the crayon talks about. How many times does an old soul, quote unquote, Meditate. Well, that would be one. And how? Why is that? Because the hope of the angels is, dear ones, you enter a state of meditation and then you do not leave. You live lucidly. If this is occurring for you, whether you know the language or not, whether you have the culture around you or not, dear one, you are in ascension status. Do you understand? Why else would you be looking at this when it is now 21 minutes in? You, yes, you, dear viewer, how sparkly do you want it? How much? Symbology, symmetry, synchronicity do you want? How much magic do you want? The wonderful part of this is that, yes, yeses abound at a certain point. Too much. And the nose, well, sort of like a wardrobe. Oh, fascinating and beautiful times are these. We are honored to be in your presence during this ascension time. Fear not and be of good cheer, we pray.